Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. I had planned on doing a video on EZZ or EZZ Life Sciences. I'm assuming it's EZZ since they are an Australian listed company. But I was planning on doing a video on this company after they released their December quarter results. But then I thought I'd just wait 3 months until they release the March quarter results. Because the last time I did a video on this company was 1 year ago. And at that point in time, I did raise a question whether this was the cheapest profitable company on the ASX. And then, lo and behold, after the company released their March quarter results, the market absolutely loved it. In fact, the share price has broken out. Now, I would prefer a little bit of confirmation, and you'll be able to see why I want confirmation when we look at the charts later in the video. But the share price is up 45% on the day they released their Appendix 4C on April the 27th. Not only is the share price up 45%, we have seen significant large volume as well. So again, the market absolutely loves EZZ Life Sciences March quarter results. Now that I have you all excited about EZZ Life Sciences, what exactly does this company do? So I'll let the company speak for themselves. And on their website, they describe themselves as a genomic life science company with a mission to improve quality of life and human health. In fact, they do have two brands or divisions, or whatever you want to call it, EZZ, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the other one, Euron, whatever you want to call it. But EZZ formulate, produce, market, distribute health supplements under the brand EZZ, with a focus on products with significant demand for the market by consumers. I actually did go to their website as well for EZZ, and they do seem to sell a lot of hair products, fizz be gone products, stuff like that, hair growth products. But their three top products by revenue in the first half of financial year 22, so we are talking about over a year ago, was EZZ NMN, EZZ Coffee Jelly, and EZZ JTN, which is an immunity plus thing, whatever it is. Now, the other brand is Euron, and they're an exclusive wholesale distributor of skincare products to pharmacies and supermarkets and specialist retailers. The top three products are the type of products I will never use. Hyaluronic acid collagen hydrating face masks. You'll never see me using that. Another one is an acid collagen essence. Have no idea what that does. And a whitening capsules daily youth restoring serum. Now, for someone who is only 23 years old, I really don't need these sort of products. But it seems like what this company is doing, whatever they're doing, it's working. And you'll be able to see why it's working as we go through the rest of this video. EZZ was founded in 2018 and listed on the ASX 3rd of March 2021. So this company hasn't been around for very long. In fact, it just celebrated its second anniversary on the ASX. And to be honest with you, the first maybe year and a half didn't look all that exciting. In fact, revenue and cash receipts were actually dropping for a period in there. And you're able to see that when we look at the cash receipts history. But somehow, for some reason, this company has found its mark, and cash receipts are absolutely booming right now. The CEO, and according to the website, he's the interim CEO, is Mark Jin, and he's also a fairly big shareholder with 26.5% of the company. Another big shareholder is Macquarie Holdings. I don't think that has anything to do with Macquarie Group, but they are another fairly large shareholder of this company. And there's not many shares on issue, only 42.7 million shares on issue. So that means at a share price of 60 cents, that gives a company a markup cap of only $26 million. Now, I've got 60 cents here. Now, the share price did close or end up on April the 27th at about 59 cents. So I'm just having a little bit of a guess there what the share price might end up, because I'm recording this video a few minutes after the closing auction, and the ticker code really could it be anything else other than EZZ. Now, I was not convinced this company had 42 million shares on issue, and I do use quite a few sources to try and confirm that, but I went straight to the source, straight to the company's annual report to confirm this company has 42 million shares, and they do have 42 million shares. But it's really interesting because if you go towards the end of the annual report, most companies will have a list of the largest shareholders. And by far, the two largest shareholders in this company are Macquarie Holdings, who have just under 40% of the company, and J&J Mock, which I assume is Mark Gin, have 26.5%. So to combine, these two companies or these two shareholders have 66% of the company, and the total number of shares is 28 million. So again, if it's 66%, 28 million means there's 42 million shares on issue. Now, the interesting thing about this is because there are two pretty big shareholders controlling 66% of the shares or owning 66% of the shares, that should typically mean that shares in a company are going to be liquidly traded. And that's not really true for EZZ Life Sciences on April the 27th. And potentially, we did see some day traders get excited today because the share price was increasing on increasing volume, and that can be the catalyst for day traders getting excited. And during the day, we did see the share price rise. I think it opened at 42 cents and then closed at 59 cents. Not only that, share price closed right on a really significant resistance level. And we'll talk about that, or I'll talk about that later in the video when we look at the chart. Now, before we have a look at the March quarter results for EZZ Life Sciences, I think I'll just call them EZZ from now on. These are their financials for the trailing 12 months. So this is looking at first half of financial year 23 plus the second half of financial year 22, hence trailing 12 months. Revenue 23.9 million, a little bit higher than the previous year. So I haven't included the previous year here or the previous trailing 12 months here, but these numbers have grown from the previous 12 months. Gross margins up to 65%, so nice gross margins there for this company. And that suggests this company might have, because gross margins have increased, this company might have a bit of pricing power, and customers are willing to pay a little bit more for their products. And that can only be a good thing moving forward for EZZ Life Sciences. Operating cash flow positive, $900,000. We'll prefer that to be a little bit higher, but we'll have a look at the operating cash flow for the March quarter, and that's a little bit higher than 900,000. Profitable by 2.5 million, and the cash on hand at the end of the half year, the first half of financial year 23, was 9.6 million, and that is now significantly higher as well. Before we have a look at the March quarter results for financial year 23 and the reason why the market got really excited about this company today on April the 27th, let's have a look at the March quarter results for financial year 22, just to see how this company has progressed over the past year. So 1 year ago, receipts to customers almost $4 million, and the company actually was operating cash flow positive by 1.5 million in this quarter. Now, there is possibility that there is a bit of seasonality here, because not only were they operating cash flow positive this quarter 1 year ago, they're also operating cash flow positive in the current quarter, both March quarters, and cash on hand actually grew from 8.9 to 10.4 million. So there is potential, if there is seasonality, that the market is getting a little bit too excited about the results for the March quarter financial year 23. Also take a note of receipts to customers for the first 9 months of the year, $11.3 million. And there is a reason I want you to remember that number. So let's have a look at the March quarter results for financial year 23. So these are the March quarter results for financial year 23. And remember, I wanted you to remember that year-to-date cash receipts for financial year 22. And for the first 9 months of that financial year, they had cash receipts of about $11.3 million, if I remember correctly. Bad memory. Now, for this one quarter, they had receipts of 11.2 million. And year-to-date, receipts are now 25.8 million. So this company is growing quite nicely. Now, they are spending a lot more money on advertising and marketing. So that is where a lot of the cash flow is going into, is just spreading the word about their products. In fact, receipts up $7.3 million from last year. Staff administration costs only up $300,000. Product manufacturing operating costs only up $600,000, but advertising and marketing costs up $4.7 million. But even though their spending on advertising and marketing did increase, the very fact that receipts grew significantly greater than their spending meant this company was operating cash flow positive by $2.9 million in this particular quarter. By the first 9 months of the year, they're only operating cash flow positive by 2.2 million, and the cash on hand at the end of the quarter, 12.3 million. Also, this company doesn't have any debt. So that means the enterprise value of this company is around $13 million. for a company that generated $2.9 million in operating cash flow and increased their cash on hand by $2.7 million because they don't spend a lot of money in financing investing activities. That does seem possibly cheap. And that's why in my previous video 1 year ago, I said, and I questioned whether this was the cheapest company on the ASX. In fact, I think I said or questioned whether this was the cheapest profitable company on the ASX. And I think that word profitable is very important when it comes to this company. Not only could you say and argue that this is one of the cheapest profitable companies on the ASX, it is growing quite nicely, particularly over the last 4 or 5 quarters. Now, the first 4 or 5 quarters, this company was on the ASX. In fact, receipts looked like they were dropping. So I wasn't that excited about this company. In fact, your receipts went down from $5.1 million in the first quarter to $3.7 million in the December quarter 2021. But from that quarter, receipts have grown from $3.7 million to $11.2 million. Now, I'm not sure if this company has made any acquisitions to help along the cash receipts, but I think there is a potential that this company has just seen a really good organic growth. And this is another reason why I think the market is getting excited about EZZ Life Sciences. They've just seen the pretty good growth in the products this company is selling. Now let's have a look at the charts and the breakout that is possibly happening as we speak. Well, not as we speak, or I speak, because the market is closed right now. So nothing's happening with the share price of EZZ Life Sciences, but I'm going to pay particular attention to how the trading begins on April the 28th and then continues into the new trading week next week, which will be the 29th, 30th, 1st or 2nd of May, because the share price is right on a really strong, well, maybe not strong, but it is on a resistance level, which is around about 58 cents. Share price closed at 59 cents. So I'll talk about why that is resistance level in the next chart. This is a daily chart for the company going back almost a year, and nothing much happening with this company. In fact, share price going sideways. It did look like maybe you could argue the share price had moved into a fairly weak uptrend towards the end of last year when the share price was around about 30 cents or just above there. And the share price was creeping higher, but fairly low volume, as you would understand, because there's not much floating shares if you take away those two larger shareholders. But then on the day the company released their Appendix 4C, share price rose 45% on pretty big volume. This was significant volume, significantly higher than what we have seen during the past year. And the share price moved just above this resistance level. So why is there a resistance level at 58 cents? So let's have a look at the weekly chart. So this is the weekly chart going back to when the company lists on the ASX way back in 2021, March 2021. And even though we have seen pretty impressive volume on April the 27th, it's nothing like the first week this company listed. We saw massive volume that week. In fact, there was pretty big volatility in the share price. Share price during that week ranged from about 60 cents all the way up to a high of $1.44. And this is one of the reasons I don't like to buy into IPOs, because a lot of times you do see a fair bit of volatility, and more than likely, not always, but more than likely share price will drop after the IPO. And that definitely is true for EZZ Life Sciences. Share price did reach its all-time high during that first week of trading and then has been falling ever since then. And you could say the sentiment in this company is starting to shift. We did see a little bit of a rally in the share price back in August, September of 2021. Share price went from about 38 cents up to 58 cents, but then started to fall away again. So that's why 58 cents is a resistance level, because that was a high back in August, September 2021. But that was 18 months ago. So right now, the share price of EZZ Life Sciences is at least an 18-month high. And we could even go a bit further back to about May of 2021. So the share price right now is almost at a 2-year high. So that's why I'm saying the share price is trying to break out, because we're at a 2-year high. We have seen pretty big volume coming through on a positive financial result for the company. What I like to see over the next few trading days is the share price remain above 58 cents. if it can remain above that level, that will be telling us that there's just blue sky ahead for this company. And not only that, I don't think this company is expensive at all, but just be aware there is that possibility there might be a little bit of seasonality. So maybe the next few quarters won't be quite as good as what this company achieved in the March quarter of financial year 23. That's all I have for this look at EZZ or EZZ Life Sciences. I should be saying EZZ, I know, because I'm Australian, and that's how Australians pronounce that letter. But I did live in America for 8 years, and they pronounce that letter a little bit different. Anyway, that's all I have for EZZ Life Sciences. A fairly exciting day for shareholders and the company. Share price trying to break out, up 45% on the back of a really good March quarter results. And if they can continue this momentum in the next few quarters, things are looking pretty good for this company over the next few years. If you have any thoughts, any questions about this company, I'd love to hear them. So leave your thoughts and your questions in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.